Okay guys, welcome to our first family meeting, I would call it, because that's what we are here. We are a big family. As I mentioned before, okay, we have almost a year behind us now, working very successfully, raising our numbers month by month, asking the right questions, obviously, and getting sales. One of the things we need to know, all of us, is how to approach the customers. Obviously, you guys do that. What we want to do is also pass that information on to our friends on the Pacific Coast, in Jamaica, in the Dominican, right? They still do have a little bit trouble with all that. As we all know, there is not really a big secret to sales, except know what your customer is thinking, right? It sounds easy, it's not always easy, but we need to find out what our customer is thinking. How are we going to find that out? We need to ask the right questions, and we need to ask them the right way, okay? So it's not always about what you ask, it's how you do it, okay? So what we do, imagine you go into a table with a customer that has been sitting there for 2 hours, maybe 3, is up to here with information, has absolutely no desire to see another person. And now you show up in front of the table, right? Imagine the customer, imagine Connor and me showing up and say, "Hi, how do you feel right now?" Right? Guys, the customer will not be comfortable. So essential is that within the first 5 seconds you meet your customer, you relax him. You don't scare him, you relax him. You let him know that the presentation is over, okay? And you make sure you say that. This is the first thing you do before you introduce yourself. Even if you take somebody else with you to the table, if you do some training for the managers, don't introduce the person until you let them know it's all done, it's all over, because they will not listen to you otherwise, okay? Now everybody has obviously his own words, his own lines that he likes to use. I'm going to use a few of mine. Who likes them obviously is welcome to use them. What I tell them is, guys, presentation is over, nothing to be afraid of. There's only like about 36 more people to meet, and you give us all your credit cards. Exactly. Of course that's not serious, but they laugh. I made them laugh within the first 5 seconds I met these people. People that are laughing, okay, do not dislike you. Okay? So this is the first step, a very important step, is make these people laugh instantly. You have only one chance to make a good first impression. There is no other one. Right? Then explain to them, guys, you know, what I do here is I'm an operation control officer. That's what I like to use. Why? Officer demands respect, especially with our American friends. Right? And we need them to take this serious because we want the correct information, not just anything that they want to tell us, right? We had reports in the past and problems in the past. You know, this is a sales industry. Sometimes people get a little bit, you know, too anxious, too excited. We don't allow that in our resorts. We want to make sure that you have been treated with the utmost respect today. Okay, that you had a pleasant experience, and all I want to do, if you allow me to, is ask you 12 questions towards the presentation, and I get you right back on your vacations. Make sure these guys give you permission to ask your questions. Otherwise, what's going to happen is halfway through that, you know what, I'm done. They can't say that if they allow you to ask 12 questions. So, cover your behind on that one. And then start filling out. Salesperson and manager. So we are talking the liner that took the tour and whoever showed numbers. That might be more people, but the ones that they had more relation with. Make sure you write that down. If you do not write down your information correctly on the survey, it is not believable that it is an important document. So treat it as an important document in front of your customer. Okay? Write down the guest's name. The guest's name is very important. We're going to have VIP services, collective service, and they will call up the people at the hotel and ask for a second chance. This is going to reflect in our numbers. This is going to bring us sales. I don't know how many, but it will. It already has, right? And it, of course, is essential to have all that information. Write your own name, the date, and the resort where the people are staying. Because otherwise we can't call them, especially on our house. Yes, Alice?
We write down the guest name / the room number if they're staying.
If you can write down the room number, that would be great, of course.
Because it's right there.
Correct. Now, as you see, we have the first question. How were you treated by your sales rep? On a scale from 1 to 10. Guys, the scale from 1 to 10, right, is in this case not so important. But what we want to do is we want to get them used to that scale, because a little bit further down on the questions, it is a very important question that they give us the right number on that one. But anyway, again, you know, in order to have a little fun in there, I tell them, I said, you know what, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 means you're going to take them home with you, 1 means we're going to take them right outside and shoot them. There you go, they're laughing again, right? You have heard it a million times and you're still laughing about it.
I think it's funny.
That's what I'm saying. So you relax these people, right? Oh, he was a 10. I said, careful, I mean, your wife is looking, you really want to take her home? You know, so just have fun with them. What about the manager? Same question. Question number 2, what about the manager? Oh, he was great, he was a 10 as well. Excuse me? Look, if the manager was a 10, I will have to fire him. You do understand that? But why? That's because either he didn't do your job, so he didn't do his job, I'm sorry, because he's supposed to get your money, your credit card. This is what he's here for, to show you numbers and extract that credit card from you. This is a sales operation, guys, and you know that. So if you like him that much, you would have given him that card. Or you're just being way too nice. Guys, please, I need you to take this serious. How did he perform? What we just did is we slapped him. We let him know, you know what? Don't bullshit me, excuse my French. Take this serious. Don't tell me any lies, okay? I want to know how you were treated. What do we do after we slap him? We kiss him, of course. We can't slap him twice in a row. They will probably resent that, right? So we're going to kiss him again, and the way we do that, obviously they're going to give us now a number. They might even stay on the 10 that no, it was really good, everything was fine. We asked them, so what we could say is that the presentation itself was conducted in a professional manner. What I mean, you did receive all the correct information. Come on in, have a seat. Good afternoon. You did receive all the correct information, all your questions were answered properly. Was there anything that you can think of that you still have a doubt about? Or would you like me to repeat the whole presentation? Mm-hmm. And they all go like, no! And then I laughed with them and said, I wonder that nobody ever tells me yes when I ask that question. And we laughed together. Right? It sounds really ridiculous, but these little things, okay, that gets you into the head of your customer. Make them laugh. If you want to use something else, do it. I just use what works for me, right? It's obviously your personality might be different. You might have different things that you want to use. Feel free to do so. Just make sure that the system stays the same, okay? So, we are laughing again together. All right, guys, what about the resort? I see you're staying with us, or you're staying at the Dreams over there, or, you know, you're staying wherever, right? But they showed you around. How did you like the resort? On a scale from 1 to 10 again. 10 is the best rating. How would you qualify our resort? I would say an 8. Many times we also hear, you know what, I haven't been here long enough. This is another subject that we're going to address later on. But they will say maybe an 8, or maybe a 9. What's going to be your next question? What would make it a 10 for you? If you miss that question, it's not written down. But if you miss that question, what does that mean to your customer? It means that you don't care.
We don't care.
It means that the whole thing is useless. Because we are checking on the quality, we are checking on the customer what they like, what they don't like. So I think one of the most essential informations is what can we do to make their stay better, right? And it's actually really important because we do collect this, believe it or not, and it helps the hotels, okay, to also see what people recommend. Everybody likes different things, okay? What about the invitation? When they invited you to the presentation, where did they catch you? Where did they tackle you? Again, I used the question with a little joke, you know, because they know they were like assaulted on the street or on the airport. They didn't even have their luggage checked out and somebody's already telling them they need to spend some money. Or somebody told them, so you know what, we're just going to show you the resort. I even had it that they say there's no sales involved. Guys, if you come to a resort on that kind of invitation and somebody tries to sell you something, you're not going to like it. The chances are much less that somebody's going to convince you. But what you're definitely going to do, if you can, is at the end, you will tell whoever the closer is, you know, you told me there was no sales involved when you invited me. You already lied to me back then. Why should I believe you now? You have no credibility. We cannot deal with the way people are invited directly. We don't even want to. Okay, let's focus on what we do and what we can control. Not what other people do. Right? Not what they tell them on the regular line. It doesn't matter. Guys, we're the SWAT team. Okay? You're the real deal. Tell them, guys, you know, sometimes it happens, okay, that people are invited and they don't know what you're here for. I don't know if they actually told you, but I mean, you're not stupid. Of course you knew, right? I tell them that. I tell them you're not stupid. What are they going to tell me? No, I am stupid. I didn't know. I had that probably once in 20 years. And he was nothing stupid. But what I'm saying is, guys, they will recognize right there, maybe we were not told that this was going to be a sales presentation. But you know what? We are not stupid. Ladies, when they tell them they have to bring a credit card, right? Everybody knows what they're here for. But do not give them the chance to use that against you at the end. Cover your behind. All right? Anyway, what about the program itself? The program that was introduced to you, there were several packages, you remember that? Did you see a benefit in the program? Did you see the savings behind the program that we offer? Make sure you ask that question. Because right now they say, oh yeah, I can see the savings. They probably tell you right away, but it's out of my budget, or whatever they're going to tell you. But they just say, yeah, I can see it, I like it. I like the flexibility, I like the savings, I like the resorts. Okay? What did you like most about it? It will help you also to know what it is that they like to do. What are the places that they like to get a little information about how they vacation, and definitely make sure that you have an understanding that they can see the savings behind the deal. Independently if they took it or not, they have to admit right there it's a good deal. Why? Because again, at the end, when you ask them to buy it, you know what? It doesn't make financial sense to me. So everything you have done up to then is lost. You jump over that one step and it messes up your whole deal. Because then it's too late to answer that. Then it's too late to handle it. Because then you're just justifying yourself. Take it away from them. Take objections away from them. Okay? We have one thing. Okay? We have an outstanding product. Starting right there. Okay? The problem with people, and ourselves included, is sometimes we need a little push to our luck. And that's all we do. We are not trying to sell them anything they cannot use. We are not trying to scam them out of their money. like it happens in other places. We all know, I'm not going to say any names, but we all know that. And of course the people are afraid to lose their money. But we actually offer them a smoking hot deal. We can do that. All we need to do is give them that little extra push to make the decision, right? And even the people will recognize this at the end, right? Anyway, we now have the savings acknowledged. We know a little bit about them. Now we start with the real questions, of course. Usually what I do when I'm sitting there, I'm talking to the people, like to use my glasses, look over there. I put my pen down. I say, guys, I have to ask this. Please don't understand that wrong. But would you say that at any time during this presentation today, we actually had a real opportunity to earn your business? Or let me rephrase that. At any time during this presentation, did you actually come close to put that little credit card on the table and say, sign me up? And shut up. Don't say another word until they answer. Do not speak. Who speaks first, loses. Okay? Well, no, not really. We hear that quite frequently. I have not heard that on other tracks because the front end is different, right? Here we will hear that, but what does it mean? It's not bad if they tell us no. At the contrary, you just got them real. They just stopped lying to you. They just admit, no, you never had a chance. I was running along and asking questions all day long just to give you the image you might have a chance. No, you never had. Just be happy about it. Because now they stopped lying. Now we can talk. Now they're for real. Or they say, yes, actually, you did. Now let's assume they say, yes, you did have an opportunity. Sometimes they add some information, but you know, the money or whatever. But anyway, let's say they now agree and said, yes, you did have an opportunity, however small, but you did have an opportunity. Now I'm asking both of you, on a scale from 1 to 10, and now I need that scale. On a scale from 1 to 10, how close, John, did you come to say, we have a deal?
8.
8? Mary, what about you?
5, 12.
8 and 5.
5, yes.
That's 13. Welcome on board. There we go. We're laughing again. Okay? Why is that so important? Why do we ask definitely both people? A, the number will indicate us how close they actually are in order to make a deal. B, it will indicate which one of the two is more inclined, which one will help me sell the other one.
Is the wife in charge?
Usually, yes. Usually, in my family, it's different. I have the last word, and it's yes, ma'am. But anyway, it will indicate, it's a very, very good indicator, who is more inclined, what they like, who is less, who to convince, okay? All right. If they say, no, you didn't have a chance, obviously we ask them, why not? What happened? Okay? Or if they say, we had that chance, we have these numbers, well, the next question obviously is, okay, so I see a recap. You were treated professionally, you liked the tour, you liked the resort, you see the savings, right? It all makes sense to you, you have to use. You actually came very close to make a deal with us today. Okay? Could you please tell me how and when we lost that opportunity? What did we do wrong? How did we mess it up? Guys, we're trying to learn. I mean, for you the presentation is over. Help me not to make the same mistake on the next couple. People like to help, especially when it doesn't cost them any money. They don't know it will, but, right? What will they most likely say? Oh no, this has nothing to do with you. It's not you, honey, it's me.
Like the
Right? Exactly, like the classic breakup. It's not you, it's me. It's just, you know, it's the wrong timing. Oh my God, we hear that 9 out of 10 times they say, no, we hear it's the wrong timing. What does that mean?
Money.
Exactly. Wrong timing is always money. Right? And I hit it right there. So the wrong timing, no, I do understand that. I know. I mean, I have a family, I have children, you know, they went to school. I know there's always something out there that requires a lot of money, and it's always a bad timing, but basically, that's what your timing means. Money, right?
Yeah.
And I call them on it. It's the money. Yeah, it's the money. See, you already have them honest. They will say yes to that. And that's another thing. Money is the best reason to get out of that deal. If I don't have any money, I can't buy anything. Isn't it strange sometimes that you have a couple sitting in front of you with a $40,000 diamond ring on their hand and they say, I don't have no money?
They're lying.
Of course they are. But not necessarily lying, they're just, you know, trying to, at that stage, probably even just not to insult you. It's not that they don't have the money, they use that as a pretext, right? What really happens is they don't trust us. And that is exactly the way that I put the next question. I say, okay, the money. Guys, I understand that, and we are basically done here. I just, you know, guys, I have to ask that too. You say the money, and that's a very good reason. But, guys, they brought you in here today. They showed you around for a couple hours. They showed you a bunch of numbers, and then they asked you for what, $50,000? Yeah, right. There we go, we're laughing again. So guys, I don't know you, but me, no way. I don't know the company I'm dealing with. I don't know the salesperson. I don't know the laws in Mexico, if there is any, because according to our newspapers, there's only drug dealers. Well, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, it's not that way. I've been living here for a long time, but you cannot know that. Could it be that it's not so much the money, but that the company's credibility has something to do with your decision today? And many times, what you will hear is, yeah, you're right. I don't know who you guys are. Now you have established the base to solve the problem. Or they will say, no, you know what, I have no problem at all with the credibility, it's strictly the money. You don't have to justify the company anymore. Now you can work on the money. And if you find a way to work out the money that they can't say no, you can work them now. You can show them how much they're actually spending a day. If they put $1 a day in a little glass, by the end of the year they have a free vacation. Right? You can work the money out with them. And there's no other objection, because objection is your money. That's it. That's the only thing you got left. Or they admit it's the credibility. Well, guys, see, that's where we come in. Now, I do not want to insult your intelligence with another sales pitch. Remember that line, guys. Okay? But I understand that you really like this, and all you need is a little homework before you make a decision. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I tell you what we're going to do. Not I make you an offer. I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 5 years to try it all out. How about that? Like all our members do, right? There's a catch, of course. Make sure you put that in right there. There's a catch. It's only for 5 years. You cannot extend that. Within these 5 years, you will have to make a decision if you're going to become a regular member of our club, right? And have their privileges or not. Within this time, I will also give you a free week anywhere in the system so you can do your homework. Will that work for you? I don't want to go into the details of the pitch right now, because here obviously everyone has, again, his own things. But we are now talking money, or we're talking trust. Okay, or both. But the bottom line is, now it's the time to tell these people, guys, I'm a strong believer, a very firm believer, that trust is not something that grows on trees. It has to be earned. Right? And in order for us to earn your trust, we will give you time to do your homework. The time that you were asking us for. You told me you need time to do your homework. You told me you need time to look at the money issue. And I'll tell you what, in a couple years from now, once you use the week, once you talk to the people by the pool, and get their experience. Okay? And you decide to come on board with one of the packages that was offered to you today, I give you back 100% of this money. I give you full equity. How does that sound? Do we have a deal? And that's when you start working with people. You're not going to always win, but that's probably going to what you get closest to the truth and what makes these people tick. Okay? You need to understand what your people think. How do they feel? How would you feel sitting in their chair? How would you feel if there's people in front of you for 3 hours trying to get to your credit card? How would you feel if they show you $60,000, $70,000 and all of a sudden they show you 20 and there's no justification why they did that? Because it happens. We cannot afford to make these same mistakes. Okay, this is, ¿cómo estás? This is why we are the SWAT team, guys. Because we do not make these same mistakes. Okay? Any questions? No?
Again, so I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you use my membership for 5 years.
Correct.
And
I'm gonna let you use it, right? As the same way all our members do. Okay? I'm gonna give you a week, anywhere in the system you wanna go, with your wife, or with your girlfriend. Oh, I shouldn't say that, your wife is here, right? Play with the people. Right? Tell them, check it out, use it, make your decision later. Make it clear to them that after 5 years it's done and they cannot repurchase. Make it clear to them that they have 2 years full equity where they get all their money back if they decide to join us. Because that is a hell of a deal, guys. That is a hell of a deal. Right? And you can even freeze the price for a year. Imagine that. Right? So let these people know about that.
And the certificate, the unlimited access?
You have the unlimited access certificate, of course, that upgrades them to one of the prime seasons. Keep in mind you cannot use that connected to the free week. Okay?
You're gonna combine it.
Exactly. But still, I mean, there's a lot of tools in there. The yacht club, guys. If you take a 45-foot Sea Ray out for a day, that's $6,000, $7,000 usually. With the yacht club we have, they get it for $600, $700. Considering that a Sea Ray burns about $100 an hour, no, that's a hell of a deal. If they use that one time, they already pay for the full membership and they still have a free week.
Right. You want to say goodbye to our friends in Costa Rica?
Let's say goodbye to our friends then in Costa Rica, Dominican, Jamaica, I guess, right?
Adios.
Patulco.
Adios. Champagne, por favor.
Cozumel.
Welcome, Cozumel.